Welcome to the Ethereal Open Weekend Tips and Tricks video. Today's will consist of more general tips of which lanes you should go to, what the new jungle camps are in Ethereal, and how the item system works. Now we know one of the most daunting tasks of any new MOBA, but especially a game like Ethereal, is going to be figuring out where you're supposed to go. So we're going to help you out with that. First off, we'll start with our fire lane. Our fire lane is through the red portal out of your base, and also consists with the fire wyvern. Typically, the duo we expect to go in this lane will be the marksman and the support, and the supports would usually take the mask in this case. The mask does generate higher gold over time, and that does increase as every tier of mask is purchased. So make sure you're upgrading those masks in order to maximize your gold as supports. Our void lane consists of our higher roaming burst characters, and they'll be able to help impact the map by pushing up their lane and then roaming off to fire to help with a wyvern, or going to ice to help with a guardian, or just helping out the other laners in general. The myth that we have in this test that we expect to go into void lane would be Noxus. Next up, we have our ice lane. Now, our ice lane is where we expect the off lane to go, and that being our bruisers, tanks, and fighter classes more. And this is where you're going to be able to skirmish off kind of a little bit away from the other lanes, but still be able to control an objective all to yourself with that ice wyvern, or be able to use the guardian to help get around the map to help on other objectives as well. One of the unique things about Ethereal is that our jungle does consist of two different players. Being that we have 6v6, we need that extra body on the map somewhere, and we also have 38 camps. So to help split those up and make them more manageable, we think that the best way to do so is to split the lanes down void, meaning that one jungler would take fire lane and one half of void, and the other jungler would take the other half of void and the ice lane. Now, we highly encourage some teamwork and coordination between these junglers to help gank or take ice wyvern and fire wyvern, so make sure you're working together with your team. In addition, make sure to purchase your mark when you start as a jungler. This is a ability that will let you take jungle camp slightly faster, gives you health and mana out in the jungle, and as you upgrade it will gain stronger effects that you can use on enemy myths as well. Now, since you may have last played the game, we have updated some of the faces in our jungle camps, so we want to go over some of those changes with you guys. The first off being the Guardians. These have replaced our Troll camp, however they work exactly the same and have the same stats. For those of you that don't know, when you take a Guardian and then you take a second Guardian somewhere else on the map, you will create a portal between the two that you can traverse back and forth through. The benefit of this is that it is a portal only your team can take. The enemy team will not be able to walk through, and these portals will help you traverse the lane to help control the different objectives in Ethereal. The second jungle camp we've updated is our Chonker camp. Now this camp is very similar in that it has not changed any of its stats or how it works at all. This is our high health, high reward camp, and now we've got this kind of spider crab creature on it that we really love, so we're really excited to hear what you guys think about that. Now let's not forget about another important objective in the jungle being the Wyverns. The Wyverns, both fire and ice, give you a progressive buff for your team, so the more you take, the stronger the buff is, up to 3 times per Wyvern. But if you want to learn more details about how the Wyverns work and the other objectives, make sure you check out our other video linked above. Now there are 2 important systems that you need to know getting into your first game of Ethereal. The first being the items. When you first load into game, you can press the I on your keyboard, and then it'll show you your recommended items for the myth you're playing. This is customized for each and every myth. Our game development team has gone through and selected these items specifically for each myth, as well as if it recommends a mask or mark if you have taken those respective familiar spells. The second important system you need to know is the Minimap. Now, because the lanes are separated in Ethereal, the Minimap does consist of 3 separate images. What you can do to scroll through these is you can use your mouse wheel. Scrolling it up and down will help change the lanes, or you can use the 3, 4, or 5 buttons on your keyboard, and that will also alter which lane you're looking at. When you do travel through a portal, it will automatically update the minimap to reflect whichever lane you have just traveled to as well. If you'd like to pull up a full version of the minimap that you can look at, you can press M on your keyboard. It'll open a full version that you can see all 3 lanes side by side and get a full picture of what the map looks like. We can't wait to see you, and we really hope you guys enjoy this open weekend.